Good morning. I'm Atty. Trixie Cruz-Angeles, former Press Secretary of the Marcos administration.
And I'm former Secretary Relly Fajardo from President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo's administration.
And we are
the Spokes.
From the Palace Halls then to our group chats now,
We'll be giving you conversations that will make you think and assess.
so that you could come up with your own personal opinion. So, for our first headline today, noted by the Spokes, according to the Department of Energy, yikes, the country has fuel supply for 50 days. That's supposed to be good news, di ba?
Yes, pero what does it really mean, Atty. Trixie, yung 50-day supply, no? Kasi covered ba doon yung private sector or is this just government? I mean, I think they need to be more
Totoo
clear
yan.
of their communications. Kasi parang isa rin, Atty. Trixie, di ba, pinag-usapan natin to before, meron talagang disconnect rin kasi na hindi masyadong maintindihan ng tao na yes, may supply and yet yung presyo hindi naman bumababa, no, taas pa rin ang taas. So, kailangan ipaliwanag nila yung disconnect na yon, di ba?
They seem to be ignoring the problem. There are two issues here. One, the supply, two, the price. If you ignore one, of course, obviously yung supply, you cannot not have a supply.
Yeah.
Pero yung presyo, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything about it.
Yeah.
So they keep giving us announcements of supply, but not announcements on price or anything related.
I think in a way, they're saying na, okay, we're stable because we have a 50-day supply. Pero sa totoo lang, ang ikli ng 50 days. But at the same time, we have to also understand na ito nga kasing oil is like, it's a global product.
Yes.
It's a global commodity. So parang gold and stock market, it highly depends on external factors, the global, like for example, geopolitical issues, no, such as the Iranian war, yung currency natin, yung foreign currency, diba?
Yes,
So meron talagang kailangan ipaliwanag nila kasi hindi naiintindihan ng tao yun. At the end of the day kasi, sige, may supply nga, pero bakit wala naman kaming pambili, 'di ba? May supply pero wala kaming pambili kasi wala na kaming kinikita, 'di ba? So, yun yung I think that we have to be clear on that, no? Kasi paulit-ulit natin 'tong naririnig na yes, we have 50 days, yes, we have 30 days supply.
Completely ignoring the price issue. Totoo
Yes,
yan.
oo.
But we hear na well, merong mga ayuda which is an indirect way of trying to deal with the price issue. But as always, of course, ayuda goes to the marginalized, to the poor, but the rich can ride out a crisis.
Pero paano tayo?
What about the middle
Yung
class?
mga middle class
And it's
na
something we're
walang
not hearing,
ayuda, di ba?
correct.
Again, we have to really hear from, what we really need to hear from the government is, what is their strategy? No? Ayuda is
If any.
immediate relief.
If
Immediate
any.
relief lang ito. But how
Ito.
about the midterm? How about the long term? I want to really hear the Department of Energy. Ito mga plano natin para in next time, medyo hindi na tayo kailangan masyadong maapektuhan because we have very clear path on how we're going to address these issues in the future.
I wonder if it's a comms problem or it's a really a planning problem.
Both?
or late reaction problem, di ba?
Yeah, oo.
So the DOE's failure to communicate any particular strategy with dealing this. Another thing is that they have not told us the state of the Philippines' renewable sources of
Yeah.
energy, which is something that we really need to hear now. Actually, we needed to hear them
Exactly.
yesterday.
Exactly, yeah.
Years ago.
Like I said, Atty. Trix, di ba, I came
Campaign
from...
promise yan.
Oo nga eh. Di ba? I came from Korea, di ba? And in Korea, sabi ko nga, parang hindi nila masyadong nararamdaman tong crisis na to. And I think the reason also why the government, no, meron sila kasing 90-day, sa atin 50-day, di ba? Sa kanila, may 90-day buffer sila na reserve, no, na this actually is also just reserved for the government. Iba pa yung, this is separate pa from the commercial buffer or stocks ng ginagamit for private private businesses, no, ito 90 days lang, so mas meron silang allowance, no, and at the same time because this already happened in the past, no, may mga pre-planned na demand na, meron na sila mga pre-planned demand strategies, no, na multi-layer, na structured multi-layered system, na if this happens, na mga ganitong crisis, meron sila right away ma-activate ng mga protocols nila on how they're going to do things. Yun yung parang nakikita kong kulang sa atin, di ba? Do we even have the crisis management prior to the, kasi parang ngayon lang natin narinig tong crisis management na narinig natin in the news that the government is created a few weeks ago pa lang. So, and at the same time, they're really pushing for the electric vehicles. At saka yung mga renewable energy, as you mentioned,
that was part of the Supreme
nuclear
Court's
energy.
Arguments yesterday. The TRO that is being sought by one of the parties, one of the petitioners, is to hold muna the execution of the law on, or at least those provisions relating to the procurement by government agencies of the electric vehicles. So, kasi hindi pa pala natin sure kung ano yung, it's in the unprogrammed appropriations. So, hindi natin sure.
Yun nga Kasi malaking bagay yun, no? Again, I think it's on our next topic, noted by the spokes, Atty. Trixie. We're talking about government now studying fuel rationing as diesel prices breach 160 per liter. Pero we're still just studying. I mean, at this point, really, we're just studying.
Studying and monitoring.
Oo.
Favorite words.
Di ba? I mean, baka matapos na nga, hopefully matapos na. We're praying matapos na yung war with this deadline that the President Trump gave us. So, itong rationing na to, we're talking about electric vehicles, di ba? Ito kasi makakatulong rin siguro dahil mababawasan, malilesen din yung corruption when it comes to gasoline allowances. Narinig mo ba yun? Ang daming ganong issues din before.
Nga pala for government.
Diba? For government. And yes, this would be, it will prioritize critical services, public transport, agriculture, emergency and health services. Pero, as you said, how about the other sectors? Yung mga small businesses, this might slow down the economy also.
The other thing that has been ignored na ngayon bumubungad because of the fuel issue is our mass transportation. Di ba na-delay lahat ng trains?
Yeah.
So, we're looking now, the PNR was suspended pending the completion of the North-South Rail, or at least yung portion that is located in Metro Manila, in surrounding areas. So the delay was supposed to be for 5 years. Now the delay is longer because apparently hindi na pondohan, di ba? They actually stopped the funding of our train system, which is the most fuel efficient transportation for moving more people. So this has been overlooked and now it is biting us in the rear end. So now, as things get worse, may risk of economic slowdown if the prevailing conditions in the Middle East continue.
Yeah, I heard in the news earlier, no, when I was on my way here, na nabubulok na naman yung mga gulay natin. Kasi nga, logistics is a problem. Deliver. Paano natin nadalhin dito yung mga produkto natin galing sa probinsya? So, ito yung mga bagay na kailangan ina-anticipate na natin na mangyayari to Alam natin, it's going to happen. The only question is, when is it gonna happen? But it is going to happen. It's a fact, diba?
But these are actually old problems that are just getting worse with the fuel crisis. Yung logistics on agriculture, there was already, it was a campaign promised, it was in the SONA, it was first SONA, it was in the inaugural address. So this was supposed to be something that was a priority for this administration, but nothing has been done. And in fact, in recent weeks, we've heard corruption issues tied up to the importation of food. So now all of these, madala, which explains why food already expensive before the fuel crisis is now reaching critical levels as well.
And again, going back, because I just came from Korea, Korean government, they are basically the same as us, no? Highly dependent also on importation ng oil nila.
But they are resellers,
look at them.
Diba?
Look at them. I mean, we can respond better. You know, they are doing it. Why can't we? Diba?
Yes.
So, there's really a lot of frustration yeah, we appreciate what government is doing, but this is not what we really
Siguro
need
let's lay it
now.
out. It's not enough. We need more.
Yes, we need more. We need to hear more.
Okay, these are the headlines noted by the spokes. We'll find out what the proposed Bayanihan 3 bill is all about straight from its author in Congress when the spokes returns after this short break. And the spokes is back with House Representative who is pushing one of the timeliest proposals amid rising fuel prices.
From Bagong Henerasyon Partylist, Representative Congressman Roberto Nazal. Welcome to the
Yeah.
spokes.
Good morning.
How can we address you?
Yes,
Just Robert.
Robert.
Kong Robert.
Hindi ba Kong
Sorry.
Robbie?
Robert lang.
Nakahiya eh.
Hindi, ano.
Your mother,
Hindi nga ako sanay.
your mother is Dr.
Isabel.
Nazal,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes.
From
A
one of the
dermatologist.
most, yeah, that's it. So she used to have billboards, right? They still do. She still does.
Before, when she was much younger. She's almost 80 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet she doesn't look like it.
And, hindi lang naman yung mga babae yung kailangan, di ba, na nagpapaganda.
True.
Pero, is this also one of the reason? Do you also want to help your mom in her business? That's why you took up economics in, Ateneo and UAP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when I started, when I graduated, talagang no one was helping her and she would always complain to me kasi na wala raw tumutulong sa kanya.
Ilan kayo magkakapatid? Is it,
There are 4 of us. But
I see,
unfortunately, my older brother passed away in 2023. Yeah.
So, kaya pala mga mukhang artista sila
Kaya
ni
nga,
Congresswoman.
artistahin pala.
Oo, di ba?
Hindi pala,
Alagang-alaga.
correct.
Oo.
So, you're a businessman and you also have interests in mining and infrastructure.
Yes. Yeah.
So, how does this help you? As a representative. Medyo infra is kind of a bad word nowadays, but
Yun na nga.
but
Well, I've been in construction and development.
okay.
I entered when 2 years after graduating from college. Actually, that was 1997. That was the peak of the crisis. And initially, pumasok kami kasi we were into real estate. So we had some equipment and then we were buying land. But unfortunately, after 96, ang ganda ng Pilipinas noon. Anyone in real estate development was making a killing. Pero after pagpasok ng 97, crisis yun eh.
Yes.
Di ba? And that was the time na biglang tumaas yung dollar. Yeah. And so,
Wow, flashback.
Kaya hindi na to bago di ba?
Yeah.
But, I mean, you've been in business, Kong.
Yeah.
Why did you enter politics? I mean, yung iba kasi, sabi nila, pagka nasa negosyo na yung mga tao, mas they want to focus on growing their business.
well, actually, siguro it started the first time I traveled in the 80s. I was born Marcelo baby ako eh. So in the early 80s, I remember, around 83, if you recall, before Ninoy Aquino
All right.
happened. Oil crisis din tayo nun eh. Di ba? During the time of Marcos Sr. And then,
Yeah, from 74.
yeah, and then tumaas yung, during the time, I remember the first time that nagpapalit ako ng dollar, parang nasa 1:4 pa lang eh. And then 1:7. And then all of a sudden, in 83, umakyat ng 19. Because of what happened to Ninoy Aquino. And then, I recall also that during that time, my dad, we were considering leaving the Philippines. So, we were thinking of moving to the US. And I...
So you're the only one in the family who is in politics?
Yes, yes. And then, I remember the first time I traveled. We went to the States. Siyempre, wala na tayo halos development noon. There was a brain drain.
Yes.
And I remember, there were no cars coming in anymore. Di ba? Puro para na tayong Cuba eh. Yung mga lumang kotse, ayusin lang natin. And nag-alisan na yung dealers, nag-alisan na yung manufacturers. And I remember also the first time that my parents brought us to Europe. So this was in the late 80s. Mga around 88.
Post-EDSA na.
Yeah, post-EDSA, time ni Cory. So that was the first time na umalis kami as a family. And we did the tour, pero yan yung time na, di ba, may definition sila ng Filipinas sa UK as domestic helper. And then everywhere we would go, tatanungin lang, are there, sa immigration. So we took the bus tour. Yun ang uso nun. And yun ang mura. Every immigration na daanan namin, tatanungin, first question is, are there Asians on the bus?
Really? May ganun?
Yes. So, every country na dadaanan namin. The next question would be, are there Filipinos? Kami lang pinapababa. Sa titignan. Either
Grabe
papasukin kami sa bus
discrimination,
or pabababain kami, titignan yung passport. Because, di ba, because of the brain drain, nag-aalisan, dami what do you call that, yung nagti-TNT.
Yan, okay.
Oh. So that was the time na talagang ang Filipinos, kumakalat tayo. And,
may talagang naramdaman nyo yung discrimination in other countries when you went there.
ramdam ko. And ramdam
So,
na ramdam ko
yun
yung
ba yung
difference.
nag-trigger? Yun yung nag-trigger sa'yo, Kong, that you wanted to do something for the country to somehow change that current situation?
Yeah, that was very, very vivid for me. So, syempre, and then, I would compare us to Singapore, Hong Kong, di ba? And it was all because of, because of our leadership, eh.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
because
do
of the
you
government.
respond to criticism that politics and business are conflicts of interest?
Well, I think it's a conflict of interest kung ang gagawin mo is, if your purpose in joining politics is to do
earn.
business, to
okay.
earn, di ba? Oh, halimbawa,
Maraming ganon.
kanina yung sinasabi, if infrastructure, if I put up a construction company after becoming a congressman, di ba?
Medyo obvious yun.
Tapos gagamitin ko yung construction company na yun sa district ko. Yun ang obvious conflict of
So ngayon
interest.
wala kayong any construction
Wala.
related to
nag-divest.
government?
Yeah,
Nag-divest.
I divested, and then even before
Pero to
naman,
whom did you divest?
Well,
Kasi yun din yung tanong minsan, di ba? Kasi if you also divested it to your children or to your brothers, to your
Hindi.
sisters.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
So I had to divest to a buyer. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you had an entry, you entered politics in 2022.
Yeah.
Parang nagka-problema, but you made a comeback now, 2025.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
ano yung problema dati dun was it with the party list?
Um,
Ano ba yung magsasaka?
Yeah.
Tama ba? Oo.
yes, yes. Well, actually, yung sa magsasaka, there was someone who approached us na nagpatulong.
Okay.
It was the original founder of Magsasaka. Ang nangyari kasi sa kanya, after yung first nominee na ginawa nila for Magsasaka. So yung founder, meron yung buong family niya, sila yung nasa board. And then yung ginawa nilang first nominee nung nanalo yung Magsasaka na naging congressman. Parang nagkaroon sila ng mga case. When he became congressman,
That's
napakulong
right.
niya yung founder and the family. So the family, naturally, parang anong nangyari, humingi ng tulong.
Okay.
Well, so nung humingi ng tulong, meron kami mga nakausap na hindi namin matanggihan. So we helped them to...
You saw this as an opportunity or you just wanted to help that
We wanted to help.
group?
No,
Not
not
yet
knowing-
as an opportunity for you to enter to politics.
No. Not knowing na they will offer
The seat.
I see.
the seat to me.
The seat to you.
Oh.
Okay.
So we were just helping them kasi parang pinakulong sila, yung buong pamilya. And then even the sister,
I see.
medyo
Magulo pala.
complex yung nangyari sa kanila eh. Pero parang ang nangyari is yung congressman na nakaupo, siya yung lawyer, siya yung personal lawyer.
Alright.
And then sinabihan niya yung owner or the founder na they were doing yung paiwi program. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
Parang if you give me, let's say you give me baby goats.
Okay.
Palalakihin ko, dadamihin ko, and
Tapos
then we
may
share the
bibili.
profit.
Yes. So, we do that in the farm na parang halimbawa, pagka ikaw yung gumapas ng pala, yung ka-11 sa'yo.
Parang ganun.
Oo, parang ganun.
Oh.
Oo.
So they were
it's the
doing
same.
that. So parang ano siya eh, parang naging multi-level.
Alright.
Okay, so may ganun.
Pero the business was already very big.
Parang agribusiness yung
agribusiness
magsasaka.
siya.
From what I understand, there are several cases filed against Villamin, tama ba? Villamin,
Yeah,
who was
Dexter.
the founder. Siya yung
Yes.
founder.
Yes.
And he was sought to be disqualified because he had pre-existing cases.
Yes.
So, later on, the Supreme Court said, you can't disqualify a person for having cases, especially hindi naman din siya. At the time that he became the congressman, wala pang conviction or anything like that. So, na-uphold yan. Tama ba yan? Na-uphold yung disqualification or na he was reinstated.
Hindi siya umupo eh.
But there were two cases kasi.
Yes. The other camp filed multiple cases. Parang siya yung nag-instigate dun sa mga tao. It started this way. Parang ang nangyari is the lawyer advised the family na hindi nila kailangan ng secondary license to secure investments.
Yeah.
So pag kumukuha ka ng baka or ng goat or whatever, you're supposedly securing an investment.
Alright.
So parang it's like securities.
Yes.
Yeah. Meron pa bang magsasaka ngayon? Kung wala na.
Magulo pa rin eh.
Oh, pero meron pa. I mean, walang seat pero it still exists.
It's still existing.
Yeah.
And then it
Okay.
garnered around 220,000. Walang campaign eh.
Okay.
And then from magsasaka, you became, how do you call that? A nominee
Yes.
of BH
I was actually
Partylist.
I was actually the fourth nominee of Magsasaka.
Okay.
Oh.
Fourth
Fourth.
na, oo.
But
Anong
it was
nangyari?
offered to you dahil nga you helped the...
Nilagay lang nila
the
akong
founder,
na
diba?
nominee.
Alright.
Because the first nominee, the founder, was incarcerated. So actually, halos lahat ng cases niya wala na eh. Isang case na lang ang hindi na
Dismissed na, di ba?
Dismissed na.
So one na lang.
So now that you are with the Bagong Henerasyon,
Yeah.
did having Congresswoman, hindi naman siguro intriga ito, andito naman your beautiful partner.
Yeah.
Did having Congresswoman Bernadette Herrera as a partner helped you to come back in politics?
Actually, I wasn't thinking na ako yung replacement eh.
Okay,
That was not, she offered it to me.
Okay.
She was the one who wanted me to take over. Kasi last term na niya. Oh.
You were together already?
At the
when it-
time.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Siyempre, mas ako mas interesado ako sa love story, di ba?
Showbiz.
Hindi ko naman iniisip na yun ang, sabi ko nga, parang ayoko kasi, you know, it's hers eh. Saka family, family or whatever.
But you know, and how is it like stepping into her shoes? Kasi she has very big shoes to fill.
I know,
You
I know.
have very big shoes to fill.
She's very vocal about her advocacies, di ba?
That's true.
She's been in politics for 25 years. I
Tsaka
think.
magkaiba kayo ng advocacy, no? We're talking about magsasaka here.
Yes, yeah.
And then the other hand, we're talking about Bagong Henerasyon, which is more on health naman, di ba?
And women's issues. And
Women
so on,
in the women in
Women
youth.
issue.
And
Women
women
in
in
youth. Oh.
So-
What I brought to the table naman was, sabi ko, ang difference dun sa advocacy is, first of all, she was already championing yung solo parents, youth and women. Pero sabi ko, ang gusto kong talagang dalhin is yung entrepreneurship, micro-entrepreneurship.
More your
Pwede
speed.
naman.
Yes.
Yes, so, kasi
Kasi
you came
syempre-
from, that's your background naman,
Yes.
no?
Yeah.
You're still in the and business pa rin.
And the solo parents, di ba? For example, yung solo parents, kailangan nila ng hanap
Yes,
buhay.
Totoo yan.
Di ba? It's,
So pwedeng pagsamahin.
yung mga work from home. Kasi ngayon, dami-dami natin ayuda. We spend so much on ayuda. And nakita naman natin what's happened to all these programs, parang naaabuso.
Nasa Supreme Court ngayon, sir.
And yeah, we spoke about the unprogrammed funds. No, during the last budget hearing,
Okay.
sinasabi na namin, dapat tanggalin yan. Kasi,
Talaga?
Yes.
May discussion na gano'n.
nag-interpolate ako dun sa APRO, chair natin currently, and then, and
Okay,
sa former DBM.
Pro is Congresswoman Swansing.
Yes,
Alright.
yes.
And former DBM, si Ma'am Amina.
Amina,
Pagandamman.
Yes.
Alright.
So now, what's your political identity? How do you define your political identity now, Kong? Do you belong to that mga new generation na mga lawmakers, or are you still part of the traditional political, na merong mga political alliances?
Well, I'd like to think na, I will always vote on my conscience. Based on my conscience. So,
Regardless of your political affiliation.
Yes. So, ang party list naman, normally, we're not part of any political party.
Supposedly,
Yes,
di ba?
Pero, siyempre,
That's not happening, we know, di ba? Pero yun dapat yung ideal.
ilan lang kami.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will always vote according to my conscience. So, kung whatever I think is right.
But now you've been, diba, described as pro-Duterte
Yun nga
in terms of your policy alignment.
We're not complaining.
Yes, but as you said, this is still part of you saying that you are still voting based from your conscience.
For
Even
example,
if you are pro-Duterte.
I'd like to explain that. Yan yung sinasabi ko na na-compare ko yung history. When I was traveling talaga, nakita ko yung difference natin. And, how Singapore started. Ngayon yung oil crisis natin. Meron tayong oil find we had Malampaya. Pero what happened what happened to the funds, di ba? We could have used those funds. We could have looked at the experience of Norway. Yung Norway, ang ginawa nila, when they discovered, they were just a fishing
Yung
country.
primary industry nila noon.
Fishing, tapos shipping, parang ganun. And then, nung nalaman nila na meron silang langis, there was this politician or one of their leaders who suggested that they create a sovereign fund for
Ito yung source ng sovereign wealth fund
Ang
nila.
ganda ng
Yes.
ganda ng Norway experience.
Yung sovereign
laki
wealth
na,
fund nila is in the trillions already.
Yeah.
So, kasi hindi nila ginagalaw yung principal. Ang ginagalaw lang nila is yung earnings.
Yeah. That they also used for their renewable energy projects. Yes.
And sana, what I heard is that we have another find in Alegria.
Yes.
And then, meron tayong Laguasan Marsh.
Okay.
Yeah. If we use those resources para sa, for a sovereign wealth fund, and we use it, talagang through a law, i-secure natin yan, and gamitin lang natin yung income, baka hindi na natin kailangan umutang.
Are you just saying now that it really boils down to leadership? And
Leadership.
you think that, the Duterte administration, were you like satisfied in the response of the Duterte administration during the crisis?
Let me tell you
pandemic.
why.
Pandemic, we were
Yes,
talking. Kasi we had two, crisis diba? Magkaiba lang. This was pandemic, health, and then now it's oil.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, Singapore, di ba? Napakahirap. Inabandon ng Malaysia dahil because of Lee Kuan Yew. It was just basically leadership. Duterte, I didn't know President Duterte prior to 2016. Ang alam ko lang sa kanya is what he did with Davao. Pero that was already something very good, di ba? So that is an indication Sa akin, for me,
Na may good governance na nangyayari sa Davao because of the result.
Kasi unlike halimbawa Vice President Binay, Makati. Makati na yan eh. Di ba? Premier city na yan eh. Di ba? Ang Davao came from third class, fourth class, fifth class, di ba, municipality.
Tapos crime-ridden, may insurgency,
May
daming
Muslim
problema,
secession.
may,
Di ba? So, ilan yung dinaanan natin na presidente na, for example, peace talk sa NPA, peace talk sa Muslim, sa mga kapatid natin na Muslim. Hindi yun madali. But you know, for us to be able to achieve peace, that is a huge. Hindi natin pwedeng maliitin yung feat na yun.
Okay. So you were looking at the performance.
Yes. Yes.
So we'll find out from we'll find out more. Well, we'll find out about the Bayanihan 3 bill from its author when we come back from this break.
The spokes is back. Still with us is Congressman Robert Nazal Jr.
Robert.
So, and now we'll be talking about
Yes.
our main topic, which is Bayanihan 3 you're proposing.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
No, as I was mentioning, during the time of President Duterte, we had COVID. Pero prior to that, leadership, no? I was just proud na for the first time, we achieved the sovereign rating of investment grade, naging investment grade tayo. And then, if you were looking at the economic indicators during that time, maraming magazines and yung mga experts that were saying, we were already headed to become the 13th largest economy in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prior to COVID, talagang
Magaling rin ang economic team ni PRRD before.
Tama yung priorities eh.
yeah. And na-stymie lang tayo because of COVID.
Yeah.
Because,
Sira yung momentum natin.
Correct.
Doon lang lumaki yung borrowings natin. Di ba? We had
We
to
had
borrow.
to eh.
Oo.
So your bill proposes automatic relief in case state of emergency is declared,
Yes.
like such as this one. What kicks in with the what is the automatic relief here?
Currently kasi, di ba, we've already declared the national
Energy.
state of national
State of-
energy
Emergency.
Emergency.
Pero wala siyang wala siyang framework
Okay.
para mangyari yung something like what happened during COVID, yung bayanihan. So yung let's say yung support for transport, support for yung mga mawawalan ng trabaho, support for MSMEs, yung mga kumpanya na magsasara. Di ba, before meron DOLE, may funds from DOLE, meron pondo para sa
Kumbaga na-activate
sweldo.
ka agad yung multi-agency crisis management.
Yes. And during the time, ang bilis ng response natin sa COVID eh. And you really felt na the government was there to support you. So parang ito, I just thought na while we haven't established or met, wala pa tayong crisis committee to meet on the framework para dun sa national emergency, i-file ko na.
So you filed this the earliest. Ikaw yung first na nag-file ng Bayanihan 3 bill. Were you seeing this happen? You saw the need for it even before the declaration was made?
When did you file? Did you file it much earlier or?
I filed before Holy Week.
Okay. So declared na yung state of emergency.
Yes.
Did you see the need?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because
ano yung kulang?
May
So the
urgency
president
na.
declared a state of emergency. So state of emergency, they have automatic,
Mga
parang powers.
powers
Oo,
that-
nagkakaroon.
yeah.
Yes.
Such as
To
yung pwede
respond.
silang they get some funding. There are certain funds
mga
that are really
procurement na pwedeng
allocated.
mga procurement rules
May
also.
mga exemptions sa procurement.
Exemptions, yeah.
So ano pa yung nakita nyo? So your bill fills up what is not included in this. So isa doon yung parang may patrabaho.
Yes.
Diba? There's
Yung-
livelihood.
Yeah. For example,
We're talking about the framework.
yes, yes. Well, first and foremost, kakaiba to eh. Yung pagtaas natin ng fuel
Yes.
is already what? We're already now at
160?
140, 150, 160. Yeah.
With the threat of getting to 170.
And they're saying it will become 200, 250.
And then later, yes.
And pag tinignan mo yung, the exchange between Trump and yung Iranians,
Yes.
di ba? Parang sinasabi nila ngayon, Iran, if Trump shoots down yung infrastructure, yung important infrastructure which is in violation of the Articles of War, di ba, ng UN, under the UN Charter.
International humanitarian law.
Pag ginawa ni Trump yun, ang susugurin ng Iran are yung other oil assets of the surrounding, so yung refineries nila,
Yes.
which means
It's getting worse. It will get
it will get worse,
Yes.
diba, before it gets better. And matagal yan bago magbago. And if we get to 100, 160, 200, ano nangyayari? I mean, transport groups, at 120, I spoke to the DOTR. Sinasabi nila 40% of the transport groups are already hindi na sila bumabiyahe.
Everyday na nga
Yes.
sila ngayon nagrarally.
It's not worth it anymore.
Yes.
So, anong safeguards nito sa Bayanihan 3, Kong?
Well, the establishment of the emergency fund.
Alright.
Ngayon sinasabi
So,
na nila na
Yung emergency fund will be allocated, automatic yan, may allocation na siya, and the declaration of a state of emergency will trigger the ability to access it.
Yes.
Ano yung purpose
But where are we getting these emergency funds?
Well,
GAA ba yan?
yes, marami
So
tayong
mag-allocate tayo?
Yeah, actually yung noong 2024 doon sa meron tayong yung non-tax, for example doon sa non-tax.
Alright.
Meron tayong ang target natin sa non-tax is always 200 billion. Pero ang nare-raise natin is actually 400. Yan yung additional 200. Yan ang napupunta sa
excess.
program. So pwede natin kunin 'yon. Di ba? And then meron tayong excess
Ipo-program na
So
natin.
yung mga unprogrammed funds, mainly, yun yung pagkukuhaan natin.
Yes, meron
No,
tayong
are you
continuing
saying unprogrammed o ipo-program na lang natin, i-allocate na natin automatically?
Automatic.
Yes, i-allocate na natin for
Hindi na siya unprogrammed.
Yes. And then meron tayong, in 2024, meron tayong around 800 billion, around 300 na continuing
Alright.
na hindi natin nagalaw. And then yung unappropriated na, unobligated na around
Sigurado ka bang
500.
hindi pa natin nagagalaw yan, Kong?
Malamang nagalaw na. Malamang nagalaw.
Lalo na ngayon.
Medyo na busy kami kahapon, pinapanood yung oral argument eh. So,
Oo nga,
So,
nanonood din kami.
but just in, may breaking news po tayo. The Strait of Hormuz opens for 2 weeks following a ceasefire between Tehran and Washington. With good news.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
what we've been praying for, di ba? Oo. Yung deadline na
Totoo na
binigay.
yun, ha? Pero this is 2 weeks. So
Yes.
my guess is they're testing it, they're trying it out. Maybe magka-peace talks, but the last time
Hopefully, yes.
they were at
Sana,
the table, may nangyari. So medyo cautious optimism tayo dito.
So we have 2 weeks to prepare again, no? Kasi hindi yung parang magre-react na naman tayo. At
Hindi.
least now medyo nagkaroon tayo ng konting allowance. And this Bayanihan 3.
We won't feel it because pagka papayagan nila dumaan yung mga, correct me if I'm
Yes.
wrong, papayagan natin dumaan yung mga tankers, but those tankers, they travel at something like what? 15 knots per hour. Basta
So, yung-
ang tagal bago yan umabot sa atin. But
Actually,
at
Ubus
least-
na rin yung 50-day na reserve natin.
Prior to this, I was talking to some of our importers. Yung bookings nila for May, wala pa eh. And that's hindi kakaiba daw yun eh. Na hindi pa nila nakukuha.
It's never happened before.
And I was talking to some friends of mine, si Congressman Bong Suntay. Di ba nasa oil sector siya?
Yes, yes.
Clean.
Si Clean Fuel.
Clean fuel.
Sabi niya, right now, ang dami raw nag-o-offer na mag-supply from Singapore or from everywhere. Pero wala raw totoo eh.
Ano walang totoo?
It's
Ino-offer lang, parang nagtitest lang sila.
hindi ko alam. Siguro may mga they're trying, tapos kukuha ng down payment sa'yo, wala na.
Tapos, or
Anyways,
matagal bago
Yeah,
ano.
yeah, yeah.
But going back to Bayanihan,
Yeah.
Atty. Trixie, Congressman, anong structural energy or economic reforms should complement this bill if we don't keep repeating the same crisis response?
First of all, we have to revisit the Oil Deregulation Act.
Okay.
Diba?
Thank you.
Oh.
Okay.
I think
Again, yesterday.
I think it's about time na
Needed it last year.
prior to when this started, tinanong ko si Secretary Garin if sabi ko ano ba yung ano natin when we talk about inventory, fuel inventory, ano ba yung inventory natin? Is it privately owned or do we have a public sector stock
Parang
or
Korea,
storage?
no? Yung ano nila.
Kasi yung sinasabi mo
90
from
days.
Korea,
Sa Korea lang
China,
yun.
meron silang they have first and foremost meron silang strategic oil reserve.
Yes.
Of around I think
Iba yung
Korea.
government sa private.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hindi natin pwede kasing private lang eh. Dapat talaga since we are we are susceptible to shocks, di ba?
Yeah.
Correct.
We have to have our own strategic oil reserve. And dapat matagal na to.
Kasi wala tayong control sa external factors.
Yes,
eh.
and
So
ilang
kung ano
beses-
yung meron tayong control, dapat doon tayo mag-ano.
And
there
yung beses
seems
na
to
nagkaroon ng
be-
gera, di ba sa Middle East,
Correct,
nagkaroon ng gera sa Iraq, nagkaroon ng... Every time merong ganito, tayo ang pinaka-susceptible eh. And
Kumbaga,
as
it
you
happened
mentioned,
before,
Korea hindi sila affected. I just came from Hong Kong. Sila parang less than 10% yung kanilang pagtaas ng ano. So, natatawa lang yung mga OFW eh.
I guess naaapektuhan rin sila, but in a way that, again, boils down to the leadership eh. No? They were prepared. If something like this happens, meron sila kaagad automatic na marireactivate nila kung ano man yung mga multi-layer structure system na ginawa nila in place beforehand.
Yeah, but ang basic talaga dyan is we have to have our own oil reserve. Para just in case na nagkakaroon ng ganito,
Okay.
i-release natin yung reserve natin,
Yes,
'di ba? And then yan ang magsasubsidize dun sa fuel. We can sell it to the private oil players at a lower price.
Okay.
And then we cap it at a certain price.
So ngayon we're on this part of the
portion,
show na may tough questions. No? Medyo nagiging controversial yung party list, di ba? Especially with Saldico, Congressman Saldico, and the rest yung mga corruption scandal natin ngayon. So how do you respond to the claims that BH party list does not reflect the marginalized sector? Tough question yan.
Yeah. The marginalized. I think when you look at that's not how we feel. Kasi
yes,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Kasi you're talking about your advocacy for the solo parents,
Yeah.
di ba? Ganon, yung mga these are marginalized, di ba?
So basically for example, the sector kung saan nanggagaling yung votes namin. Hindi naman when you look at everywhere we go.
Okay.
For example, kilala nila si Bernadette, si BH.
Of course.
And they're very proud of what she's accomplished. They're very, very proud of what she's done.
And also, your proposed legislation, doesn't the Bayanihan 3 bill include several provisions, mostly for the marginalized? Yung trabaho, of course, sinisystematize yung assistance natin. Meron bang transport assistance yan?
Yun yun talaga dito sa ating yung near pa, yung ating Bayanihan 3 proposal. Talagang it's focused on the
Marginalized.
on the marginalized.
Marginalized
Kasi
talaga.
sila yung first na maapektuhan. But it also includes the MSMEs.
Of
Diba?
course.
Kasi
Yes.
when you include the MSMEs, unang-una sila yung hindi na makaka-deliver ng goods, di ba? They will have to stop. The restaurants, for example, sabi nila, LPG 2 weeks ago was already at 23 days.
Ouch.
So may mga nagsasara na. So ibig sabihin, those na micro-enterprises, small enterprises, mawawalan na ng trabaho for yung mga tao.
Are you prepared to support the Bayanihan bill, even if it means higher taxes or more
Kasi
debt?
you're talking about the other
Yes,
side, no? Giving parang ayuda. But at the same time, how do we
It
balance
has to come
it?
from somewhere.
No?
So,
Ako, I don't see na we have to increase the taxes nga kasi nga from the 2024
Ay, na-identify kasi kayong sources.
pala, no?
ng
meron
funds.
meron tayong unused appropriation na around 500 billion eh. So doon pa lang, ang dami natin pwedeng pagkunan. Ang dami ko nakitang
Pero
waste
parang
actually
lumalaki
during
yung
the budget
utang
hearing.
natin.
Kasi
Kung
nga,
meron man tayong dapat na pag kinagkukunan.
kasi nga dapat hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng excess revenue. Dapat wala tayong excess revenue. Dapat ilagay na lang natin, ibayad natin sa utang yun.
Or ibayad
diba?
natin sa utang.
Yeah, para hindi na tayo I mean, I remember when we were looking at the budget, nung hinihimay natin yung budget for 2026, meron tayong mga binabayaran na convenience fees for loans na hindi natin ginagamit yung loan.
wow.
Meron,
Okay.
ang daming waste eh. Maraming waste. And siguro,
We have to
sabi
get
nga
you
ni-
back to talk more about
Yeah,
the wastage. Sayang yung
And that's another topic
And
altogether.
then,
na
for
maganda
example, yung
pag-usapan.
confidential funds. We can look at all the confidential funds of all government agencies. Pwede natin kunin yun. Gamitin natin for ano.
If it's that controversial, yes.
Travel
Speaking of-
expenses.
Speaking of controversy, you call the impeachment of the Vice President a test of national leadership. Does this mean that you consider it politically motivated?
Well, let's call a spade, di ba?
Okay.
For me, talagang if we were to look at all the confidential funds, kung titignan natin yung 125 na confidential fund ni Vice President and we're going to impeach her because of that, tignan natin lahat.
Lahat meron confidential fund, you're saying.
Tignan natin lahat.
Pero
At
how is
kung
it
hindi
being
naman
used?
nagagamit,
Kung
ilagay
titignan
na
natin yung
natin dun
salin
sa-
ng Vice President,
Maliit yung
na tumaas
125 compared to other confidential funds.
2022.
18 years ago.
Yun, from 2006 yata yung tinitignan nila. From 18 million to 80 million. Di ba? Tingnan natin lahat.
Yeah, so again, it's politically motivated. Hindi lang parang dapat nakafocus kay VP Sara if we're talking about confidential
Yes,
funds, di ba?
So obviously, parang right now, if you look at all surveys, ano ba nangyayari? Nandun siya sa... siya yung ano.
So are you positioning yourself now as part of the future Duterte coalition, or you're still keeping your options open?
Ako naman, I just, tinitingnan ko lang, I just call it as it is. Di ba? If this is what I see, then I will say.
You're saying na doon ka sa tama, kanina sinasabi mo yun, di ba? Na you will go to where you think your conscience dictates.
Yeah, kasi, di ba, if what's happening is persecution, siyempre, I'll say it's persecution. I won't pretend that it's not.
Wow.
Thank you very
Okay,
much for your
thank
candor,
you.
Congressman.
Thank you so much, Congressman Robert.
Marami pa tayong
For
bitin.
being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so Bayanihan 3-6 to remove delay, but it also demands a higher level of trust in the government.
Hindi ko nabanggit yung ano. Pero all the provisions of the talagang meron doon transport relief. Doon na ito.
We'll get back to that, promise. Automatic relief may sound like a solution, but it also shifts power, resources, and responsibility to a government that should first and foremost be built on strong systems. I'm former Press Secretary Attorney Trixie Cruz-Angeles.
And I'm former Secretary Relly Fajardo, and
And
we are the spokes.